everyone, I'm Wunan from Group 6, and today our group will present to you about Unit 6 jobs. So our group members are Hồng Anh, Minh Anh, Phương Linh, Hồng Ngọc, and me. We will guide you through vocabulary, grammar, reading, and listening of this unit. I hope that you can pick up some helpful knowledge along the way. And for today's lesson, I will go through some thesaurus of the vocabularies in this unit that we think you should take a look at. And for the word form and collocation, it's all written down in the handout that we have sent to you already. So we won't be discussed about those in today's lesson. First of all, I will distinguish for you the word job, work, and career. Job is a regular and official activity that you do and receive money, a salary for your activity. It is also called a profession or an occupation. There are full-time jobs and part-time jobs. For example, I had 3 part-time jobs after university. And the word work is more general than job, whereas job is a specific occupation or profession. Work refers to general efforts and activities done to accomplish a goal. Work is sometimes paid, but not always. For example, I have so much work to do this weekend. And a career is a long-term professional journey you may determine based on your passions. Your career is the total progression of your professional life. It can include many different jobs over the years. For example, she left college to pursue an acting career. And here are the main differences between the word job versus work. So jobs are paid, whereas work can be unpaid, and jobs is specific, like I'm a gardener, while work is more general, like I have to mow the lawn. And the key differences between job and career is that a job is just something you do for money, whereas a career is a long-term endeavor, something you build towards and work upon every day. And a job is just a role, but a career is made up of the combination of roles, experiences, education, and pathways you take to achieve your goal. Now coming to the first word, which is suitable.
Suitable.
Here are the word family and collocation for this word. And there are some words that have similar meaning to the word suitable that we think you should know. Firstly, suitable is having the right quality for a particular purpose or person. For example, they don't consider him a suitable husband for their daughter. And right is completely suitable in every way. For example, it's a nice house, but it isn't right for us. And appropriate is suitable for a particular purpose. And appropriate is more formal than suitable. For example, it may not be an appropriate time to ask him about it. And it's not appropriate to wear a short skirt for an interview. And proper is the proper tool, piece of equipment, or way of doing something is the one that most people think is most suitable. For example, you can't change a wheel without the proper tools. Now coming to the next one. Yes.
Express.
And these are the word family and collocation for this word. So I want you to look at the word express, doubt, or reservation. It means to say or show that you are not sure whether something is true or right. For example, environmentalists began to express doubts about the benefits of biofuels. And the expression express thanks or gratitude for something or to somebody is to say thank you to someone in a speech. For example, on behalf of the team, I would like to express our gratitude for all your efforts. And for this word, thesaurus, we have utter. And express is to convey inappropriate or telling terms. For example, could you express your opinion of the book in words a little more precise than lousy? Utter is a synonym for express in articulate topic. In some cases, you can use utter instead the word express as a verb or an adjective when it comes to topics like state, speech, formulate, and tell. And utter is articulate, either verbally or with a cry, shout, or noise. For example, he uttered a curse. And express is a synonym for utter in speech topic. You can use express instead the word utter as a verb or an adjective if it concerns topics such as formulate, tell, articulate, and words. And the next word is interview.
Interview.
Here are the word family and collocation for this word. And these are the verbs that you can use with interview, like carry out, do, conduct, have, go for, attend, get, be called, invite for, and give somebody an interview. For the thesaurus of this word, we have got 4 words for you to learn. That is interrogation, cross-examination, consultation, and audience. An interview is a meeting in which someone is asked questions to find out if they are suitable for a job or to help the police find out about a crime. Also used about someone being asked question on TV, in a newspaper, in a magazine, etc. For example, I've got another job interview tomorrow. Interrogation is an occasion when someone is asked a lot of questions for a long time in order to get information, sometimes us using threats, usually by a police or the army. For example, police interrogation methods have been questioned. And cross-examination is an occasion when someone is asked questions about what they have just said in order to see if they are telling the truth, especially in a court of law. For example, under cross-examination, the only witness said she could not be sure about what she saw. And consultation is a meeting with a doctor or an expert to discuss treatment or to get advice. For example, the therapist charges $100 for a half-hour consultation. An audience is a formal meeting with a very important person. For example, he was granted an audience with the Pope. The next one is create. These are the word family of this word, and this is the idiom that we want you to notice. So create, make ripples, or create, make a ripple is to be noticed and have an impact. For example, it's a film that promises to create ripples, or the debate has barely made a ripple here. And there are some words that are similar in meanings to the word create. And create means to make or design something new and original. For example, we decided to create the software ourselves. Invent is to think of an idea for a new product, machine, etc., and design it or make it. For example, the telephone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell. Think of something or think up something is to produce a new idea, plan, method, excuse, etc. by thinking. For example, I've thought of an idea. And come up with something is to produce a new idea, a way of dealing with something, etc., especially a good one. For example, how did you come up with that idea? And make something up is to invent a story, song, game, a skill, etc. For example, my mother used to make up bedtime stories for us. And dream something up is to think of an idea or plan, especially one that seems unusual or even crazy. For example, it can't be easy dreaming up new advertisements all the time. And devise is to invent a way of doing something, especially one that is clever or complicated. For example, this system was devised as a way of measuring students' progress. And conceive is to think of a new idea, plan, etc., and develop it in your mind. For example, the project was originally conceived by a Dutch businessman 2 years ago. The next one is comment.
Comment.
And these are the word family and some collocation for this word. And I want you to look at the 3 collocation here. So the first one is a shrill comment, which means good at judging people or situation. For example, his newspaper article is always full of shrill comments. A wry comment is saying that something is bad in an amusing way. For example, perhaps the food could be improved was the right comment of one prisoner. And a sarcastic comment is in which you say the opposite of what you mean as an unkind joke. For example, I tried to stay calm despite his sarcastic comments. Now I will tell you the differences between the word comment, remark, and observation. These are on words for something that you say all right, especially something that gives information or an opinion. Comment is something that you say all right that gives an opinion on something or is a response to a question about a particular situation. For example, she made helpful comments on my work. Remark is something that you say or write that gives an opinion or thought about somebody or something. For example, he made a number of good remarks about the food. And observation is a comment, especially one based on something you have seen, heard, or read. For example, he began by making a few general observations about the report. And the main differences here is that a comment can be official or private, while a remark can be made in public or private, but is always unofficial, and the speaker may not have considered it carefully. And an observation is unofficial, but is usually more considered than a remark. So now we've come to the last word, which is position.
Position.
These are the word family and collocation of this word. And moreover, to describe someone's position in an organization, you can use some words like senior, chief, high-ranking, top, junior, and assistant. And senior is used about someone who has an important position in an organization. Senior can also be used about someone who has a higher position than you in an organization. For example, she's a senior partner in a law firm. And chief, only before now, used especially in job titles about someone who has the most important or one of the most important positions in an organization. For example, Carol is the company's chief financial officer, and high-ranking is only before now used about someone who has a high position in an organization, such as the government, the army, or the police. For example, high-ranking government officials. And top, only before now, used about someone who is very good, important, or successful in their job, like a top lawyer. And junior is used about someone who has a low position in an organization. Junior can also be used about someone who has a lower position than you in an organization, like a junior clerk. And assistant, only before now. An assistant manager, director, editor, etc. has a position just below a manager. For example, he's an assistant professor of neurology at Harvard University. At the beginning of this lesson, we've discussed about the differences between the word job, work, and career. But now I'm going to tell you the differences between the word job and position. So these are own words for a position doing work for which you receive regular payment. And job is work for which you receive regular payment. For example, he's trying to get a job in a bank. Position is a rather formal way to say a job. For example, a senior position in a large corporation. And the key difference here is that position usually refers to a particular job within an organization, especially at a high level, and is not usually used about jobs generally. It is also often used in job application, description, and advertisement. And this has summed up the vocabulary section of this unit. Thank you for your attention. And the next part will be in charge by Phương Ngân and Hồng Ngọc.